Hi, friends, I am trying to attract your attention to some of the famous books of the old world. Hope you will enjoy hearing these stories summary. Still, my humble advice is that reading the books as a whole will take you into unexplainable joy. Happy hearing, and now let us move on. Summary of an Old-Fashioned Girl, 1870. By Louisa May Alcott. Louisa May Alcott's An Old-Fashioned Girl is a moralistic coming-of-age novel that explores themes of simplicity, integrity, friendship, class, and the transition from girlhood to womanhood. The novel is divided into two parts and follows the life of Polly Milton, a humble and kind-hearted country girl, as she navigates the social expectations of her time, contrasting her values with those of wealthier, urban counterparts. Part 1. A country girl in the city. The story begins with Polly Milton, a 14-year-old girl from the countryside, traveling to Boston to visit her friend Fanny Shaw, a girl of the same age from a wealthy, fashionable family. Polly arrives full of excitement and a simple, sincere manner that is immediately contrasted with the more refined and fashion-conscious lifestyle of the Shaws. At first, Polly feels out of place. She wears modest clothing, prefers old-fashioned manners, and values sincerity and kindness over charm and wit. Her presence is met with mixed reactions. While the Shaw family is kind to her, they see her as quaint and somewhat backward. Fanny, although affectionate toward Polly, is embarrassed by her friend's country ways and feels the pressure of conforming to societal expectations. Despite these challenges, Polly's gentle nature, integrity, and humility slowly begin to win over the Shaw family. She bonds with Maud, Fanny's much younger sister, who is drawn to Polly's warmth and patience. Polly also catches the attention of Tom, Fanny's older brother, a playful, mischievous boy who initially teases Polly but gradually begins to respect her. Throughout her visit, Polly maintains her old-fashioned values. She refuses to adopt city fashions or artificial manners, even though she sometimes feels isolated or inferior. One significant episode is a party where Polly's plain dress and unpolished demeanor contrast with the stylish crowd. Yet her sincerity and musical talent eventually win admiration. Polly leaves the city after several months, returning to her simpler life but having planted seeds of change in the Shaw family. Part 2. 6 years later. The second part of the novel resumes 6 years later. Polly is now a young woman in her early 20s, working as a music teacher in Boston to support herself and help her family. The narrative now focuses more on issues of adult life, work, financial independence, gender roles, and emotional maturity. When Polly re-enters the lives of the Shaws, she finds that the world has changed. The Shaw family's fortune has dwindled due to poor financial decisions by Mr. Shaw, and the family is no longer living in wealth and comfort. Fanny, though still beautiful and fashionable, is beginning to feel the emptiness of a social life built on appearances. Tom is older and more responsible but still somewhat aimless and immature. Polly, now poised and confident, becomes a quiet force of strength. She remains true to her ideals, continues to work hard, and never complains. Her example begins to influence those around her. Fanny grows closer to Polly and starts to question her own shallow lifestyle. Maud, now a teenager, looks up to Polly as a role model. One of the central themes in this part is women's independence and self-respect. Polly earns her own living and is proud of her ability to contribute to her family's needs. Alcott, who was a strong advocate for women's rights, uses Polly to embody ideals of independence, modesty, and inner strength, qualities often undervalued in her time. Polly's love life also becomes a subtle thread in the narrative. Although there are no dramatic love declarations or romantic entanglements early on, a gentle and mutual affection develops between her and Tom. However, Tom must mature and prove himself before Polly considers him a worthy partner. Tom's transformation is central to the novel's conclusion. Initially careless and frivolous, he eventually becomes serious about life. After being sent away by his father to learn the value of hard work, he returns a humbler and more grounded man. He confesses his love for Polly, who reciprocates, now seeing in Tom the qualities she values: integrity, humility, and moral growth. Moral themes and social commentary. Throughout An Old-Fashioned Girl, Alcott critiques the superficiality and materialism of upper-class society. She portrays fashionable city life as often empty, frivolous, and dependent on appearances. In contrast, the novel praises modesty, honesty, compassion, and hard work. The old-fashioned values that Polly represents are not simply nostalgic, they are revolutionary in their quiet way. Polly does not rebel loudly but lives by example, quietly influencing others through her consistency and warmth. Alcott also addresses women's roles in society. At a time when women were expected to marry well and rely on male relatives for support, Polly is shown as independent and self-sufficient. This portrayal challenged the norms of the 19th century and reflected Alcott's own life and beliefs. The novel does not glorify poverty, but it emphasizes the dignity of work, the importance of kindness, and the power of personal character over wealth or status. It champions the idea that being true to oneself and helping others is the highest success one can achieve. Character development. Polly Milton is the moral center of the novel. She begins as a naive country girl and matures into a strong, self-reliant young woman who remains faithful to her values. She is idealized in some ways, but also human, experiencing moments of doubt, jealousy, and longing. Fanny Shaw undergoes significant development. Initially shallow and influenced by society, she gradually grows more reflective, kind, and sincere, largely through Polly's influence. Tom Shaw starts as a typical spoiled young man but transforms into a responsible and earnest adult. His character arc is one of the most satisfying in the novel. Maud Shaw represents the next generation, absorbing the lessons of Polly's example and growing into a more thoughtful young girl. Conclusion. An Old-Fashioned Girl ends on a hopeful and harmonious note. Polly's patience, strength, and old-fashioned goodness triumph over vanity, pride, and irresponsibility. Tom, now a changed man, proposes to Polly, and she accepts. Their union symbolizes the triumph of enduring values over fleeting fashions. Louisa May Alcott delivers a heartfelt message: while times and trends may change, virtues like honesty, kindness, and simplicity are timeless. The novel encourages young women to value themselves not for beauty or wealth, but for character, and to trust that true worth will be recognized in time. Legacy and relevance. Although An Old-Fashioned Girl is steeped in 19th-century values, its themes remain relevant. The tension between appearances and authenticity, the role of women in society, and the value of staying true to oneself resonate across eras. The novel also reflects Alcott's own struggles and ideals. She was, after all, an old-fashioned girl, in many respects, hardworking, principled, and ahead of her time. Today, the novel offers both historical insight and timeless moral lessons, making it a beloved piece of American literature that continues to inspire. Now tell me guys, how was the journey? Did you enjoy it? Please like and share. If not subscribed, please do so.